Minasan, konnichiwa, sensei desu. Our last particle for this series is the particle de. De is a new particle, and it, like ga, has multiple usages and multiple contexts in which we will use it. So, here they are below. The particle de marks 1. The language in which you are speaking, 2. Your mode of transportation, 3. Tools you may use for a variety of actions, and 4. The place where you do an action. This is the big enchilada, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see this a lot. So, let's get going. Number 1, the language you are speaking. The first phrase we learned in Japanese 1, vocab list 1, was blah 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 wa nihongo de nan desu ka? What is it in Japanese? Whatever the word you want to know. If you know it in English, you say this phrase, and somebody hopefully will tell you what it means in Japanese. Next, here's another very useful phrase used in Japanese classes all the time. Sensei, eigo de hanashite mo ii desu ka? Is it okay if I speak in English? And of course the answer will be, dame desu, nihongo de hanashite kudasai. And then last but not least, the sensei will probably say to you, nihongo de hanashimashou. Let's speak in Japanese. So that's the particle de marking languages and how we speak in them. Number 2, mode of transportation. Once again, vocab 8 is where you find all this vocabulary. For example, jitensha de gakko e ikimasu. I go to school by bicycle. Or hikouki de nihon e ikimasu. I go to Japan by plane. Note, there's one form of transportation that does not require a de particle, and that is aruite. So I would say something like, aruite uchi e kaerimasu. I went home on foot, or I walked home would be another, I think, natural translation. So that's 2, mode of transportation. 3, tools. We got all kinds of tools we use every day to do things. For example, hashi de ramen o tabemasu. I eat the ramen with hashi, or by means of the hashi, the chopsticks. Or enpitsu de hiragana o kakimasu. I write hiragana in pencil. Or computer de chatto shimasu. I'm chatting on the computer. I'm using the computer to chat with somebody. And last but not least, iPad de ongaku o kikimasu. I listen to music on my iPod, or by means of my iPod, I listen to music. Now, last but not least, number 4, the place where the action happens. The de particle is going to come right after the place where you're doing the thing. For example, restaurant de sushi o tabemasu. Or uchi de shukudai o shimasu. Or haha wa Apple de shigoto shimasu. So you say things like, at the restaurant, I'm eating sushi, or I eat sushi at the restaurant, or I do my homework at home, or my mom, she works at Apple. Now, as always, I'm going to remind you once again, keep your verb and its direct object nice and close to each other. Take a look. Uchi de shukudai o shimasu. We already know that's great. I do homework at home. No problem. But if we say shukudai o uchi de shimasu, once again, you get your meaning across, but it's not great. We're going to keep it neutral. Now, here's a bad one. Once again, uchi o shukudai de shimasu. Double batsu on that one. Now, your house is kind of, your shukudai is doing the house in some way, or the house is doing homework itself. Not going to work. Don't do this. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, the particle de. Ganbatte kudasai.